Engineer Branson, let me know how the sound is off of the feed. Thank you.
You got 1:50 till intro unless you need more time.
Jupiter 1, this is Rolodex. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, looks like we're going to start. Let's do pregame in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Pregame at 4 after?
We can do that.
Thank you. How much time we got?
You have 2:20 till intro. Two minutes till intro. Minute 30 till intro. Thirty. Ten till intro. Playing intro now. 30. 15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome everyone to Tasker Arena. It's time for Hobbs Eagle basketball, live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ty Friend along with Coach Brian Coltrane, the battle of the night, as your Hobbs Eagles, the number 5 team in the New Mexico Preps poll, taking on the number 1 Las Cruces coach. Eagles 14-1, Las Cruces high undefeated at 14-0. The whole state's watching and listening to this game tonight.
Absolutely. We got people all over from Arizona and Oklahoma watching this one too. There is a lot of talent on the court tonight. We got scouts in the building. This is going to be one for the ages.
Yeah, and it should be really kind of give a test to the Eagles. They've been on a 14-game win streak on their home court. They're kind of in the middle of a 6-game homestand, too. Going to have the 6th man in the audience helping them out on the floor.
It's going to be an exciting venue. You know, it's already getting very packed down below. The student section is absolutely loaded. They brought their hard hats because they're going to work tonight, and that's going to be a tough task for these Eagles going up against these big boys from Cruces.
Yeah, they do got the size out there, Coach. Isaiah Carr, 6'11", 210 pounds. He's definitely going to be a force inside. Another kid that doesn't even start, Caleb Carr at 6'8". Cade himself, 6'6", 180. Even one of their top scorers, who's not very tall, 6'1", Deuce Benjamin. We've seen him dunking during the warm-ups.
Well, there's 2 ways to negate size. And as a coach, when you have a team that has a big size advantage on it, the first way to negate size is by shooting outside. If you have the distance and you can spread them out, it makes the big men have to come out a little bit and guard people. at that point, you pull them away from the basket. It gives you an opportunity. The second way to negate size is with speed, and that's something this Hobbs squad has a lot of. They like to run up and down the floor. They like to push you. They like to press you. And I think that that's going to be something they're going to have to do effectively tonight. They're going to have to play Tasker basketball.
Coach, you got the Mercy Rule win over Goddard a few days back, and then, of course, over the weekend, Centennial, also almost a Mercy Rule there by 34, 88-54. I don't think they can rest on their laurels there. They know they're going to play a tough team tonight.
I don't think they are. I think this is the one they've been gunning for. I think every person over there in the home whites is going to be absolutely stoked, and they're ready to ball.
Aaron Mora, 26 points against Centennial. He also had 11 rebounds, a double-double for him. Perfect on the line, 2 for 2. And what a big job for Contre Morgan on the boards. He finished with a double-double as well. 15 rebounds, more rebounds than he had points, 14.
Yeah, but I think Mora is going to be an X factor tonight. Not for his inside play, but maybe for his outside play. Mora has range. He likes to step out. He likes to shoot that ball. If he can draw the big man away from the basket and he can force him to come out and guard him, guess what? We're going to have a little bit better lane to go into and attack.
I didn't even mention Jalen Gore, 21 points, 3 threes for the team, and definitely the kid that once he gets on a streak, he's going to put him through the hole for you. So he's a kid that is not scared. He's going to miss a few shots, but just like they say in the NBA, shooters are going to keep shooting.
Yeah, that's true, and he's big game Gore. He likes to take the shot when it's game's on the line. He likes to take over in close games. Watched him in that Permian game that was real close. He tried to will us to victory at the end. And he is one of those kids that if he gets hot, he can cross half court and start shooting. He doesn't have to get anywhere near the three-point line to make them.
Coach Reeves has got to be happy, too, about the free throw shooting as of late. Against Goddard, 80%. Against Centennial, 73%. Well ahead of their normal 62-64% free throw nights.
And we're going to need it. I mean, big games, that's when free throws really count. Blowouts, free throws aren't as important. But a game like tonight can come down to free throw shooting, and you make them when it counts. It's going to go on that scoreboard as points.
Now they out-rebounded Centennial 42-23. You mentioned those big numbers for Morgan, 15 boards, Mora with 11. In terms of rebounding against bigger kids, I mean, even the guards are just going to go for their knees or what?
And that's the key is your guards are going to have to rebound. Their big men are going to get the close rebounds. I mean, you may sneak one here and there, but for the most part, their big men are going to clean the glass. But when you're starting to shoot from further out, balls take bigger jumps, that's when your guards get rebounds. And if our guards can out-hustle their guards and our guards can win the rebounding battle outside, it might negate a little bit of the inside rebounding advantage that Cruces has.
Well, let's look at Las Cruces, the type of guys that they have on the court tonight. Deuce Benjamin, coach's son, he's averaging 26 points a game and definitely a big-time scorer for them. Leads the team in three-pointers at 29 on the season as well. Number 1 in steals, so he plays some defense too. 3.2 a contest and has about 5 rebounds a game. Definitely got to neutralize him. He likes to get around people pretty quickly.
Anybody averaging that much, it tells you something. Watching him warm-ups, he puts on a show for sure. A very athletic young man, able to get up and down the court, able to get way up above the rim. And even though he may not be one of the really tall ones out there, he can play tall.
Isaiah Carr averaging a double-double every game, 17.8 points a contest and 10 rebounds. And he's one of those guys that going to be crashing the boards. Again, 6'11", 210, big body down there.
Yeah, it's, in high school sports, you get somebody like that who's able to play like that and already getting D1 looks. This is the person that we've got to deal with and contend with. And we're going to have to do so by making him run. And it's, big men don't like to get up and down the court a lot of times. And if we can make him run, tire him out, he's going to have to go to the bench. We can take advantage.
Cruces 14-0 on the season. Their last game, though, was last Tuesday, so they had a week off. They beat Deming to open up their district 69-53, and pretty much a roll as that game progressed. Deuce Benjamin ended up with 21 points, Isaiah Carr with 15, so those two combined for 36. More than half of their total numbers there. So that wasn't a big blowout win that you might expect with how much points they've been dumping in this year, 73 points a ball game. So that was a closer game. But during the championship of the Hoopla tournament in Las Cruces over the Christmas break, 81-44 over Silver. Carr 28, 14 rebounds, a double-double. Wes Benjamin 24.
We've seen Silver. We saw them last year, and it wasn't a team that I thought should be playing this level basketball. So
we got the national anthem going here at Tasker. We'll take a quick 90-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. How long were you needing?
90, please.
Just making sure. Thirty. Ten. Five. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to historic Tasker Arena. We got the big boys from Las Cruces and your Hobbs Eagles, and we're getting ready to lock horns. What do we got, Ty?
Well, let's get some comparisons on these two teams on the season. Las Cruces averaging 73 points a game, Hobbs at 65, so 8-point differential there. Of course, they don't play all the same opponents, although they do have two common opponents this season. Cleveland High School, a big 25-point winner for Las Cruces. The Eagles winning by 24, so pretty close on that one. Another game that they did play earlier this season against a common opponent was Los Lunas, and both teams getting 20-plus wins in that matchup as well. So very close in common opponents, but they still lead. Las Cruces does in point produced, so we have to watch out for that. Field percentage, take a look at the Eagles shooting at 46%, Las Cruces at 54. Pretty decent numbers. You're making half of your shots every ball game.
Yeah, that is decent numbers. Of course, they shoot a lot less threes comparatively than we do. And, that can be negated if we shoot threes well and if we shoot them at a higher percentage than they do.
In fact, in terms of those three-point shots, the Eagles have actually hit more, 67 this season, but only 29% efficiency in that. A total of 64 three-pointers for Las Cruces. They're hitting at 37%, and that's pretty average for most teams in the 30 range.
Yeah, and that's not a huge difference. Us taking more bodes well, you get more points off of those shots, so they tend to stack up a bit more.
We've been talking before the game, Coach. We think aggressive defense will be a big part of this. The press, the trap pressure we've seen with Hobbs this season. Eagles averaging 14.5 steals. That's a big, big number, but they have 13 turnovers, so you got to try to get a little bit more differential between those two numbers. Take care of the basketball when you have it on offense. I should mention Las Cruces only averaging 8 steals a game, so not as defensive-minded as they are with the Hobbs Eagles, but they're only giving the ball up 9.5 times on turnovers.
Yeah, and I think that is going to be the biggest key to the game is whether we can pressure their guards, get them out of sync, force them to get up and down the court faster than they're used to, and have them make mistakes.
Let's take a look at the lineups now for the Las Cruces Dogs, coming in at 14-0 on the season. David Cruz will start, averaging 7.5 points a game. He's also second on the team in three-point shots with 25. Sujay Valles is also a starter, averaging just 2.1 points a game, so not a big threat in terms of offense, but he is a starter nonetheless. Caden Self, 6'6", 180. He's 9.5 points a game and also 5.2 rebounds. Deuce Benjamin, 6'1", the coach's son, 26 points. Leads the team in trays at 29, 5.3 rebounds, and first on the team in steals at 3.2. And let's not forget about Isaiah Carr, 6'11", 210. He's a dominant force, 17.8 points a game and 10.1 rebounds, averaging a double-double. For your Hobbs Eagles, Michael Mackey, 9.2 points a game, second in assists, 2.8, second in steals, 2.6. Also, some other guys scoring big this year. Mr. Ramos as well, 10 points a ball game. He will not start tonight, though. Van Landingham averaging 2.4 a game. Jalen Gore, 18.6 a contest, leads the team with 38 three-pointers. First in assists, 3.6 a game. First in steals, 2.7. He's kind of like a Benjamin on the Las Cruces team. A good matchup when they play each other. Trey Morgan, 7.3 points a game. Second in rebounds at 6.4. Last but not least, the big man, Aaron Mora, 19 points a game, leading the team, and first in rebounds at 9.4.
One thing I love I'm seeing right now is you're seeing Mackey follow him all the way around the court. I think Mackey's going to be taking Benjamin tonight, and that's going to be a heck of a matchup because Mackey is great defensively.
Aaron Mora starting for the Eagles at the center. White uniforms, black numbers, gold trim, blue, right, and red for Las Cruces. Here's the jump. And it'll be tipped into the backcourt to the Hobbs Eagles. It did come off the hands of Isaiah Carr, but now it's got Jalen Gore to dribble across the timeline. Swings over to left wing. Mora's going to size up the defense. Kick up top to Morgan with the pivot. Swings over to the free throw line off the dribble. Back to Mora, left side. 15-footer fade away. The big center's going to hit the big J for the Eagles.
That's what we want to see, the center coming outside and dragging that big man out there with him.
Scoreboard put 3 points up. He definitely was inside the three-point arc. That should be 2. In the front court comes Benjamin. Unloads to the right wing to the big kid. That's Carr. Over to swing side to the left. To Self. He dribbles, spins, comes back to the left and holds the ball looking for help. Throws it left baseline. Benjamin with a 10-footer outside the paint. Nails it from the baseline. We're tied at 2. Quickly, a long ball to the other end. Morgan has to track it down, gives it off to Van Landingham on the right block. Bad bounce pass up top. It's stolen away for Las Cruces by Valles. First Eagle turnover. Down to the left side to Benjamin. Fadeaway 3 over the top of a big hand of Mackey, but still he nails the tray, Benjamin.
Yeah, that was a big shot right there. Mackey was all over him. That was a big-time shot.
5-2. Eagles drive the lane, and that's Jalen Gore with the fade from the free throw line area. He gets pushed hard. He'll get a chance for 2 free throws early.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's 5-2 Cruces here after that shot. They took away that point that you were talking about from Mora.
They don't call the shooting foul on that, Coach. It looked like he was fading towards the rim that time. What happened on that?
I don't know. Maybe they got the body before it all started.
Van Landingham to inbound on the far left sideline, back to the timeline to Mackey. He'll slow it up to get the offense rotation. Top of the circle. Waiting for somebody to come get the ball. Morgan does on the right wing. Down to Gore in the right corner. He'll dribble up top to the right elbow of the free throw line. Tomorrow, top of the circle, jab step, kick left to Mackey. Shot from left corner for the baseline. 18-footer right through the net. Mackey on the board. It's now 5-4. He goes down by 1.
Mackey decided to tell Benjamin, I'm not afraid of you. I'm going to go shoot on you, too.
Deuce Benjamin going one-on-one with Mackey. Down the lane for the Dogs. Back door to a wide-open shot putter. Caden Self kind of just threw it over the rim to the glass and scores. He's got his first bucket, 7-4. Cruces got a track meet moving now. Jalen Gore in the front court. Going to go one-on-one against Valles to the left wing. Stop and shot from the left block off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound at the free throw line by Benjamin. Up ahead to a breaking Self. One-hand jam over the right rim. Self now with 4 points. Transition game. +5 for Las Cruces, their biggest lead of the first quarter.
As we were standing around watching the rebound on that one, they got up the court on us.
Jalen Gore in the front court. He's going to slow it down, dribbling through his legs. Crossover, right elbow, turns and fires a jumper off the front of the rim, tipped up in the air, pulled down for Van Landingham, top of the circle. Gives it back to Gore. Gets a screen left side by Mora. Doesn't use it. Stop and go. Down the lane. Got the ball knocked out from behind. Taken away in the lane by Carr. That's turnover number 2 for the Eagles. Outlet to the timeline right. Benjamin dribbles the right elbow. Fadeaway jumper off the back of the rim. Morgan's going to rip it down on the right block. Pivoting out of pressure. And he gets bodied into by the big boy.
Yeah, he had him blocked out. Big boy was trying to come around him with the body and tried to get that ball and ended up fouling him.
That's going to be against Caden Self, his first 2-0 foul count in favor of the Eagles at this point. Self and Valles both with a foul each for the Dogs. Here comes Jalen Gore, trying to get one of his shots to fall here in the first quarter. Gets a screen left from Mora, drives to the top of the circle, NBA 3 on the way, and this one drills through. Gore gets one to hit, and the Eagles now down 9-7 by the deuce.
And here comes the Hobbs press. Let's see if we can keep him on pace.
Sujay Valles will take the dribble now, one-on-one against Gore. Top of the circle, extends the right elbow. Kick right, wide open, Cruz for 3 off the back of the iron. Trey Morgan in the middle of the paint for his rebound. Second of the game, throws it ahead to Mackey, right wing. Back to Mora, who lays it in on the right glass. Beautiful transition for the Eagles.
And Mackey clapping his hands, saying, I'm here to play the ball. That was a beautiful pass, stuck it up there for him, and Mora finished hard.
And we got a tied scoreboard now, 9-9. Deuce Benjamin now comes across the timeline against Mackey. Stop and go. Left elbow, tries to pass low, overthrows Self. It was touched. Morgan got a hand on it. And boy, the student section with those hard hats yelling defense to get in the head of the Dogs.
I think at this point, everybody knows this is a big game, and people are playing up to that level. This is some big-time basketball here in Tasker.
Deuce Benjamin, the inbound. Left elbow, it's stolen away by Ramos, who had just checked in. First turnover for the Dogs. He goes to the rack with a scoop right side, no good. Tipped up by Gore, it doesn't drop. And finally pulled down by Self. Outlet up ahead to the left corner, front court, Benjamin. He has to save it, but right back to Ramos. Turnover number 2. Up ahead to Mora. Coming down the lane, reverse layup left, gets knocked to the floor. No call, and a body on the rebound, putting down by Isaiah Carr.
And the 6th man absolutely letting that ref have it. Man, a lot of contact on that no call.
Baez will get the ball across the timeline, gives it off left elbow to Self. Up high post right to Carr. He'll look up towards the hoop, dish it down to the right corner. Hippity hop move to the baseline. Baez right, kicks it back to the right wing to Benjamin. Hippity hop down the lane, ripped away by Jalen Gore for turnover number 3 for the Dogs. Doing way too much in the paint. To Box in the front court, right corner, fadeaway 3, goes over the top of the backboard and out to the baseline. Nobody rebounding on that one, and some of the missed shots for Jalen Gore. We don't have anybody crashing.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got people that are trying to get the backside rebound, but it's not going that direction.
Trap pressure defense for the Eagles now man-to-man. Morgan will stay in the backcourt to guard against Benjamin. Benjamin taking his time, stop and go to the top of the circle, puts on the brakes, continues down the lane, left side, rejected by Morgan off the shot. Self will save it on the right baseline to the left wing. Driving top is Mitchell. Back to the timeline to Benjamin. He's near the Hobbs Eagle logo, top of the circle, lost the ball off his knee for a second. NBA 3 on the way, out the front of the rim, no good. And it's a rebound for Moore on the left block. That is his first board.
Last 4 possessions, Benjamin looks a little bit rattled.
Box will get it on the right wing, down low to Morgan. He goes up, tries to lead it to the defender. A block by the big kid, Carr, but they call the shuffle feet for the travel first.
Yeah, he looked like he tried to switch his pivot feet there and go up and get a little bit more height on Carr, but unfortunately got called.
Both teams with 3 turnovers so far. Jalen Gore on the court, Mackey, Box, Ramos, and Mora. Inbound to the near sideline to Mitchell. Gives it back deep to Benjamin. Coach's son out on the court for the Dogs. He goes against Mackey. Taking his time with the crossover. Puts on the break, stop and go to the right elbow, down the lane. Cradles, leans and shoots. They call the whistle on the drive. And that'll be a foul on the Eagles. A little bit of a meat hook there that time by Michael Mackey.
On the floor, they're not going to shoot free throws here. They say he got them early.
Yeah, no free throws yet for either team. Still 9-9 your score. 2:55 left first quarter here at Tasker Arena in Hobbs. Inbound from the left baseline as they get it into the right wing to Hicks. Dump it in the paint, left block to Self. Turnaround jumper and scores. That's his 6th point of the first quarter. The Eagles going to call the timeout as Las Cruces will take a 2-point lead, 11-9. 2:50 left first quarter. We'll come back in 30 seconds on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. Ten. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Big time basketball here at Tasker Arena. Eagles trail by 2. Las Cruces 11, Eagles 9. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Early 5-point lead for Las Cruces. Eagles come back in with a big scoring from Aaron Moore with 4 points. Jalen Gore hit a tray, and we got ourselves a 2-point ball game, 11-9. Eagle basketball after their timeout, 2:45 remaining here in the first. Jalen Gore will bring it across. Little modified zone right now. Looks like a 2-3. Dump it into Ramos. Fade away left elbow off the front of the rim. Bounces the back of the rim. Somehow stays in the cylinder and drops through for Hobbs.
That's a shooter's touch. You got that nice little roll right there.
11-11 as the trap almost gets a steal. Coming back for the ball, though, is Benjamin to save it to himself. And now taking on Mackey through the time stripe. Still tied at 11 on the right wing now in the front court. Going to go with a little handoff over to Hicks right wing. Cross court left to Mitchell. Gets tied up by Van Landingham. Delayed whistle. Jump ball, but it will be Cruces' possession on the arrow.
And that was like an all football strength. He just grabbed it and said, I'm going to take this from you. And he couldn't get that ball out of there quick enough. Good job by Van Landingham.
Benjamin's going to have the fun of having to inbound right in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. All the construction hats on right now and get kind of loud. And the coach's son, Mackey, will try to swat the inbound ball here. And we got 2:17 left opening quarter, tied at 11. Bouncer to the timeline, picked up by Hicks, dribbles around the right wing and hands it off to Benjamin. He'll drive baseline right, leans and shoots double clutch, air ball. Ball tipped in the air, And a couple of hands touch it. Looks like the blue and red hit it last for Las Cruces Hobbs Eagle basketball on the baseline.
And the big thing here is they're making Benjamin change his shots. He's not getting anything easy. You can see he's frustrated. He's walking up the court with his hands open wide, saying, hey, help me out here.
2-3 zone for Las Cruces. Eagle ball on the left wing. Van Landingham, DeMora, left baseline, 15-footer air ball. Underneath the hoop to rip it down for Las Cruces. His Carr, his second board. Outlet to the near side, bringing it across the timeline with the slowdown is Carr. Correction, that's Benjamin. Top of the circle, sliding right to left. Gives it off right elbow to Carr. Tries to throw it down the lane and overthrows Carr, but they're going to call a tip by the Eagles' Mora as it gets knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, Mora has to go to battle against Carr every possession. Carr has a big advantage over him. Mora's not used to that, but he's playing big right now.
We should mention there's Isaiah Carr and Caleb Carr. The inbound left block to Carr. Isaiah misses it off the fade, off the back of the rim. Rebound by Moore and sends it ahead to Van Landingham as he lays it on the transition left side.
And that's the speed we talk about, getting out in transition. Those are easy baskets.
Eagles first lead, 13-11 here in the first quarter, 1:25 remaining. And we got a foul on the far sideline, trying to go up for a pass. High was Dustin Hicks. He got bodied into by the Eagles as they charged that foul to Gore, his first second team foul.
And, you know, Gore was jumping out there. He thought he was going to get possession of that ball, and he just misjudged it and just ran right over him.
So Las Cruces inbound, far sideline right. Get it in high up to Carr on the right wing. Coming back to get it right side. Perimeter's Hicks. Dump it back door and the give and go. There's a two-hand dunk. Isaiah Carr waiting for it on the right block. Slams it through for his first bucket. Tied at 13. The long pass to the other end. Moore tried to save it, but his foot comes down on the baseline, and Eagles getting a little bit too tenacious to get that ball up court.
Yeah. And what's happening there is they're picking off Mora, and they're sliding down, and nobody else is big enough to come down and help against the big man Carr.
That's the fourth turnover for the Eagles. There have been 3 for Las Cruces. The inbound to the far sideline to Baez. He'll go one-on-one against Van Landingham, kicking up his feet. And now in the front court, got a shove off on Van Landingham, no call. Pass up top to Self. He'll jab step, kick it to the right wing to Carr, Isaiah Carr. Swing it to the left elbow to Hicks. Trying to get somebody open underneath, nobody comes. A wrap around to the right wing to Mitchell. Cross it to the left side to Baez. Dribbles to the free throw line, backs out. Van Landingham, good pressure. Pass to the free throw line to Self. Back door to Isaiah Carr. Goes up big with 2 hands and shoves it over to the left rim.
It landed on top of Van Landingham's head. Van Landingham was trying to tell the referee, hey, he came down on me.
Cruces back up by 2, 15-13, 35 seconds left first quarter. Jalen Gore in the front court. Shake and bake, crossover to the right wing. Hands it off. It's going to be Ramos, an NBA 3 off the back of the rim. Nobody rebounding underneath. Pulled down for Las Cruces, though, by Mitchell. Mitchell give it off to the guard. Baez, he'll bring it across the timeline. Middle of the court against Van Landingham. Uses up his dribble on the jump stop. Throws it down right corner to Mitchell. Dump it to the right block. Hook shot for Carr. And we got a body foul. Ball came off the rim, but he'll get 2 free throws. And boy, 6'11" out there. Get pretty high in the air.
And Coach Reeves is letting the referee know, hey, he pushed first. He pushed off to get the position. You got me on the second one.
Call the foul on Mora. That's his first, 13th foul on the Eagles. So the big kid going to get a chance to show if he can shoot some free throws. He's got 4 points. As we get ready for the first one here, he'll have 2.
And Van Landingham is hurting pretty bad over there. He's going to have to come out of the game.
Carr shooting 59% this season. The team for Las Cruces had 73, and kind of a weird number for a big kid, 24. You don't see that very often. Usually like those 40s and those 52s and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
One more here for Carr. He's got 5 points. Second shot is up, and it is good. So 6 for him, 2 for 2 on the line. It's 17-13, a 4-point Cruces lead, down to 10. Jalen Gore in the front court, 2-3 zone. Dumps it over to Ramos, left wing. Drives baseline, hippity hop, tries to lean and shoot. And he drew that foul, leaned his shoulder into the big kid, Isaiah Carr, and the referee bid on it.
Yeah, and you know, he was a little bit out of control coming through there, but Carr didn't get his feet set. They're going to call it on the floor, though, no shooting foul.
Whoa, boy, I'm surprised on that one. First on him, 3rd team foul. Eagles to inbound, left wing to box with 4 seconds. Back deep to Gore, left wing. He'll shoot from the free throw line on the run. Hits the back of the rim at the buzzer, no good. Eagles only down by 4 with the end of the first quarter. Boy, number 1 Las Cruces versus number 5. The Hobbs Eagles at Tasker Arena. 17-13 Las Cruces, back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. 30. Ten. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. 17-13 your score. Cruces leads by 4. We start the second period. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Looking at your top scorers in that first quarter of action for Las Cruces, tied first, Caden Self, Isaiah Carr, both with 6. 5 for Deuce Benjamin. And for your Eagles, already make it 5 scores. 4 for Aaron Mora, 3 for Gore, 2 apiece for Mackey, Ramos, and Van Landingham. Eagle basketball, second quarter. At the free throw line, Ramos, double clutch coming down the lane, leaves it off the glass into the hole and counted. Beautiful lean to the hoop that time for Ramos, his 4th point. Now we got a violation on the baseline on the step on the line for a turnover for Las Cruces. Eagle basketball after the 4th dog turnover.
And Benjamin, he's one of those players, very electrifying, exciting, averages all those points a game. He looks rattled tonight. I mean, stepping on the floor like that, immediately a turnover.
Eagles down by 2, 17-15. The inbound up top. 3 on the way, an NBA fade for Gore off the back of the rim. Rebound on the far sideline by Benjamin. Oohs and ahs. He's like to go around people. Throws it down the lane to Self. He goes up high, one to dunk, but just rolls it the last second over the rim. Self now with 8 points. 19-15. Cruces by 4. Into the front court. Jalen Gore swings it into Ramos, left elbow. Backdoor to Mora. Reverse layup underneath the hoop, left to right. Comes off the front of the rim, though. Pulled down underneath by Caden Self for the Dogs. Down court, it hits the backboard. Long pass. Box will pick it off after the 5th turnover. Into the front court, up top to Gore. Threads it down low to Mora. Boy, he tries to lay it up on the right rim, and they got a goaltend. Is coming over the top to slap it off the iron. Was Isaiah Carr, all 6'11" of him. Count the bucket.
And that's the first time Mora's gone up where he isn't trying to get more space. He just went up strong, and you end up drawing that goaltending call.
Did you say get Mora space?
Get more space.
Come on, let me have the joke,
There
please.
you go. Here you go.
Sujay Valles now, 19-17. Cruces by 2. He's in the front court, top of the circle off the dribble. Over to the right wing to Carr, Isaiah Carr. Good hand in the chest there by Mora. Kicks it right corner to Cruz. To the right elbow to Valles. Turns and fires up a semi-hook, no good. Rebound right. Blocked by Ramos. That will be his first rebound. Throws it over to Gore, left wing. 15-footer off the back of the rim, no good. Pulled down to the right baseline by Self, his 3rd board. Outlet to the timeline. Coming across is Benjamin. Finds Baez wide open, left wing for 3. An air ball. Another rebound for Ramos. One-hand bounce pass up court. To Mackey, right side. He tries to go up high to box on the left side, but overthrows him. Picked off for Las Cruces, turnover number 5. In the front court, Benjamin, stop and go. Left baseline, lanes and shoots, double clutch. Hits the bottom of the backboard. We're going to say Mackey got a piece of it.
And I may have gotten the body right at the end of that, but Mackey had played some great defense, not letting him get any space. And then all of a sudden, right there, they get the call.
That'll be the 2nd on Mackey. 4th team foul against the Eagles. 19-17 your score. Cruces by 2 with 6:23 left here in the 2nd. Benjamin will step up to the charity stripe on the season from the free throw line at 88%. Right now the team at 2 for 2 for the Dogs.
And Benjamin is trying to calm himself down and spread the ball a little more. He's trying to just get control himself on the court, makes that first free throw.
Boy, he's got a nice dribble, though. Stop and go, crossover, putting on the brakes. And
his quick first step, I just probably the quickest first step we've seen of anybody all year. And Mackey is an amazing defensive player, but Mackey's having to put all his effort into defending him.
Benjamin made his first and makes his second. He's 2 for 2, 7 points for Deuce Benjamin. 21-17 Cruces. Gore quickly across the top to Mackey, left corner. Goes baseline underneath the hoop, left to right. Goes to Mora underneath. He lays it in with one hand. He's starting to control the board underneath, waiting for the basketball. Mora now with 8 points to lead the Eagles.
Mackey did a great job dumping it off right there. He kind of left his feet, but he was still able to find Mora cut into the basket.
21-19. Deuce Benjamin now drives the lane up by 2. Tries a shot, put it coming down the paint. A delayed rejection on the ball, and I think Morgan might have got part of his face after he hit the basketball.
Yeah, I mean, that was a foul, but why the delay call? I mean, none of the 3 referees initially made the call, and then they realized as he went to the ground that, we were supposed to call that, and somebody finally did.
First on Morgan, 15 foul on the Eagles, and now Benjamin back to the line once again, and his head faking really gets the defense off a little bit. That's what we're seeing.
But, he's got a lot of gyration, everything else. You don't know which direction he's going. The key to that is you're going to have to go with the ball. and he tries to make that ball disappear on you when he crosses over, goes around the back and stuff like that. Very talented ball player.
Got his first free throw. He's 3 for 3. Now he's getting one more, leading by 3, and makes his second. So 9 points now, 4 of those off the line for Benjamin because he loves to penetrate. 23-19. Las Cruces by 4. In the front court, Gore throws it off to Mackey left side on the far sideline in front of the scores table. Ball knocked out of his hands momentarily by Baez. A whistle. They're going to say slap on the wrist. Mackey was kind of lobbying to the official that time. And they finally get the whistle. That'll be against Baez, his second 14th foul against the Dogs.
And that's another one of those delayed calls. It's just like, why didn't you blow the whistle right when it happened?
Ramos gets up top after a double screen for Gore near the timeline. He doesn't use the screens. He'll back it out, stop and go to the left wing. He's going to fire up an NBA 3. High rainbow off the back of the rim. Pulled down in the left baseline for Las Cruces by himself. Eagles not getting a lot of second opportunities, Coach.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's a little bit of John going on coming up the court. These players are really into this.
Over to Benjamin on the right wing front court. Dump it down to the right block is Isaiah Carr. Fade away, no good. Rebound, Benjamin, his third board. Goes back up underneath. Double clutch off the front of the rim, no good. And pulled down by Jalen Gore, his second rebound. Comes down the lane at the other end. Loose up high in the air. Taken down by Las Cruces. And a pass down to Benjamin. Misses a tomahawk jam over the top of Ramos. The ball sails out of the baseline.
And Ramos looks at him. Benjamin's pleading his case, screaming, "It's a foul." We got all ball going up, and Ramos is over there just switching his finger. I didn't get you. I didn't get you.
Coach Shelby Reeves arguing with the official. He thought that Benjamin trying to dunk it slid off his hand and went out of bounds. Looks like they're going to give it to Las Cruces, though, and he's unhappy about it.
Yeah, and crowds into this. Everybody's going crazy here. This is exciting basketball. 4-point ball game. We need to get ourselves on a run here and get going.
Las Cruces had 3 coaches out on the court, and Coach Benjamin now trying to get his assistants to move back. I don't think that time his son really had the elevation he needed to dunk that one. I think he was trying to hot dog it too much.
And Ramos with the hands gets the ball back.
Yeah, Ramos steals in the paint, takes it away from self. That's turnover number 6. But a bad pass up ahead, trying to break it down the lane to Mora, and it sails on the baseline. Right now, 7 Eagle turnovers and 6 for Las Cruces, at least pretty even in that number.
Yeah, and he had Mackey all the way out in the corner, wide open. Nobody out there to stop the 3. All he had to do was kick it out, and they had a 3-point opportunity.
Destin Hicks checking in for Caden Self, giving up a lot of size as Self takes an exit there. Self at 6'6". Benjamin will have the inbound. He'll take his time. No defense until about half court for Trey Morgan. Las Cruces by 4, 23-19. NBA 3 off the back of the rim. Ripped down underneath by Mitchell. Reverse layup with his left hand, and he's fouled going up. Ball hits the top of the glass, but it doesn't sail into the hole. But he'll get 2 free throws, and Eagles are not blocking out on the defensive boards.
And right here, this is the kind of foul call that's telling you they want to get control of the game after what happened last time. Because that was, compared to all the contact we've had this game, that was pretty ticky-tack.
Ramos' first foul, 6th against the Eagles, and the first free throw up and no good off the back of the rim for Mitchell. That was his first attempt of the ball game. Mitchell came into the contest shooting 67% from the line. In fact, the first miss of the game for the Dogs. They've had 7 free throws. They were 6 of 7 now after that one. And this second one hits the front of the rim, but rebound put back up on the right block. Missing off the rim, going up strong is Carr. He can't get it to drop, and there's Morgan to pick it up on the rebound. Outlet to the timeline to Ramos, gets the ball stripped out of his hands against double pressure, lost the ball, and fumbles it out on the far left sideline for an Eagle 8 turnover.
And with all the pressure defense Ramos is playing on the defensive side, he needs to redirect his energy on the offensive side, kind of calm down a little bit.
Yeah, trying to do too much against double defenders that time. 4:37 left, second quarter. Hobbs down 23-19 to Las Cruces. Number 1 versus number 5 tonight here at Tasker. Into the front court comes Benjamin on the near side left. Gets a screen up top from Isaiah Carr. He'll use it, take a 3 from the top, and puts it through the needles, the net, and everything else. Benjamin with his second tray of the ball game. He's got 12. 26-19, that's the biggest lead for the first half for Las Cruces. Now it's 7. Jalen Gore, top of the circle against a 2-3 zone. Finds Van Lanningham right wing, up top again to Gore. One hands it off the left side to Mackey, still outside the perimeter. Uses up his dribble, returns to Gore near the timeline. Slides right on the dribble. Gonna get a screen out there by Mora. Stop and go for Gore, top of the circle through his legs, double team. Finds again Mackey left wing, bounce pass to Morgan low on the left corner. Able to pull it down, threads it down to Gore on the left baseline, dribbles underneath the hoop to the right corner. Up around the circle, up top to reset, one hand over to Mackey to the timeline. Eagles with 3:40, back to Gore. This time at NBA 3 right side, in and out, no good. Ripping it down high off the glass is Carr, his 4th rebound. Over to Benjamin, front court, left side, 3 on the way, in and out. Rebound underneath by Mora. Mora's got 3 rebounds. He gives it off to Gore at the timeline. Top of the circle. High up to Mora. Free throw line. Turn around Jay. Nothing but net for the big kid.
And I don't think the big man can come out there and guard him. Mora's getting a lot of free opportunities out there. We need to keep shooting it.
Leads the Eagles with 10 points. Top score for Las Cruces, 12 for Deuce Benjamin. 26-21. Las Cruces still by 5. Into the front court, Benjamin gets a screen at the free throw line for Carr. Fade away from the right wing. In and out, no good. Another Mora rebound. He's got 4. Up ahead to a breaking Morgan. Reverse layup right is rejected by Benjamin. Picked up by Mackey at the free throw line. Shot off the front of the rim, no good. Morgan rips it down on the left elbow. Dribbles up top, finds Mora left side for 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound at the free throw line, pulled down by Carr for his 5th. We got bodies crashing. Mackey and Van Landingham finding themselves flat on the floor. They call a foul on one of them.
Nah, probably was Van Landingham there. He was the only one that was close enough to make contact, but we're shooting free throws here.
Yeah, the first on Van Landingham, but that is the 7th foul on the Eagles. And get this, Coach, Hobbs has not yet shot a free throw in this ball game at this point, and here goes Las Cruces to the stripe once again. They've been on the line 8 times and made 6 of them.
Yeah, and right now there's been a big discrepancy in the number of fouls against one team and the other. It's 7-4. One team shooting free throws and the other one isn't.
2 for 2 is Isaiah Carr. He has 6 points, trying to extend the 5-point lead. The biggest lead has been 7 here in the second quarter for Las Cruces. And it looks like the official talking about mask as Trey Morgan had his down a little bit there, and they waited to get it all taken care of. So Carr will get the 1-on-1 free throws, and that's bad reverse spin on that one, no good. Morgan ripping it down underneath, his 5th rebound. Outlet to the timeline as Jalen Gore will bring it across against that zone, over to Mackey left wing. Back deep to Gore, trying to get some rotation going. Keeps his pivot and finds Mackey again on the left. Mackey will dribble to the timeline, spins back to the far side left, cross over to the free throw line, kick right to Gore, spots a 3, in and out, no good. Ball loose on the right baseline, picked up for Van Landingham, goes back to the rack with it left side, it's no good. Pulled down by Mora, hook shot in the paint, over the front of the rim, foul, but it comes off the iron, he'll get 2 free throws.
And I think that's 2 on the big man. I'm not sure, I can't remember, but I think that's his 2nd.
That's going to be the 5th rebound for Aaron Mora as they get the foul on Carr. Isaiah Carr, his 2nd. That's a 6'11" post and the 15th foul against the Dogs. So first free throw of the game for the Eagles. Aaron Mora comes into the contest at 62%, as a team at 65%. First one is up and good. And the last 2 ball games, I believe he's been 2 for 2 in one game, 3 for 3 in the other. He's been perfect last 2 games.
Yeah, he's got a nice soft touch, and a lot of big men do. He's one of them guys that I see really blossom him as he goes to the next level. He can play inside. He's starting to learn to play outside. You see his game really picking up.
First one good. The second one off the front of the rim, no good. He does have 11 points. Pulled down on the right baseline by Carr, and a hold foul as Van Landingham getting a little bit too aggressive back there. He was the one defender against 2 offensive players for Las Cruces. Takes a swap at the ball, and that will be a foul on him. 2nd on Ethan, and the 18th foul, and another march to the free throw line for Las Cruces. That's Benjamin again. He's perfect, 4 for 4, all coming in the second quarter here.
And, it was one of them ticky-tack fouls. That's just, he held him a little bit, but that's been let go the entire game, and all of a sudden you're starting to tighten it up now, and that call goes against us. Benjamin,
the 1-and-1. Free throw is good on the first one. He's got 13 points, leading both teams right now in scoring, 27-22. Hobbs down by 5. Another one of their big men checking in now, Caleb Carr. He's 6'8". As checking out is Isaiah Carr at 6'11". So the relatives there, difference in 3 inches. The guy on the court now, Isaiah Carr. We'll make that Caleb Carr. Second free throw for Benjamin. Bounce around, somehow stays in the cylinder and good. He's perfect. 6 for 6 on the charity stripe and has 14. 28-22. Hobbs down by 6. In the front court, Van Landingham on the left wing off the pass from Mackey. Pulls it back to Mackey at the timeline, over the right side to Gore, again to Mackey, top of the circle, to Van Landingham, left perimeter. Zone moving around a little bit, not having him dance around too much. Cross court right to Gore. Gore slides his foot, takes a few dribbles, crossover, double team against him, up top to Mackey, swing left to Van Landingham, thought about a 3, decided against it. Returns up top to Morgan. Eagles fans getting impatient to Van Landingham, left wing, 3 off the front of the iron, no good. And David Cruz just waiting for it in the middle of the paint for the Dogs. Outlet to the far sideline to Benjamin. Backdoor in the reverse on the right glass. Caleb Carr laying it in for 2.
Game has gotten up to 8 now. Hobbs needs something big.
Biggest lead of the game is 8, as you mentioned, for Las Cruces, 30-22, 1:20 left in the half. Morgan gets her pass in the left corner, wide open for a tray, and he puts it right through the hole. Trey Morgan, his first bucket, the three-point shot, second tray of the game for the Eagles, down by 5.
And that's what they needed right there. They needed a big shot. They got one. Now they need to stop.
1:05 remaining in the half. Stop and go for Benjamin. He comes down the lane, goes backdoor left to Self, leans and shoots with 2 hands over the rim and scores. 10 points for Self. 32-25. Eagles now in the front court. Jalen Gore against the 2-3. Bounce pass to Mackey, left wing. Gives it back to Gore. Holds it for a second, sliding left to right on the dribble. To Morgan at the free throw line. He'll dribble out of traffic. Returns up top to Gore. Left wing to Mackey. Down low to Mora. Left block. Double team. Goes high on the glass. Off the rim. No good. Tipped around. Still loose. And Van Landingham able to come down with it. Mackey picks it up at the free throw line. Goes back door to Mora on the left side and scored off the glass. Put it through for Mora. He continues to light it up for the Eagles. He's got 13.
Nice pass from Mackey right there. Made it easy for Mora.
Boy, Van Landingham was flat on the floor, diving for the ball, kind of tipped it out to Mora, or excuse me, to Mackey to keep that alive. 32-27, 5-point game. Shot from the top of the arc for Benjamin. In and out, no good. Van Landingham tips it to himself underneath his third rebound. Clock to 8 seconds. Outlet to Gore at the time stripe. Top of the arc. Back door to Mora. Right side. Lays it in for 2. Eagles working the transition. Mora now with 15 with 1 second. They won't get the shot up in time for Las Cruces. The Eagles have pulled the game back within a 3-point deficit here at the half. Number 1, Las Cruces, 32. Your Hobbs Eagles, 29. We're coming back in 3 minutes on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. How long did you need?
3, please.
Ninety seconds. $60. $30. $10. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's halftime. The Eagles trail by 3, 32-29 to number 1 Las Cruces. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Boy, Coach, very close ball game. Hobbs was down by 4 at the end of one, 17-13. But the Eagles outscored the Dogs 16-15 in that second quarter. A lot of transition there, especially towards the end of the second quarter. I think Las Cruces got a little bit too fat and happy shooting the outside shots that weren't dropping.
And, you know, I think the biggest thing is I think the pace started to get into them. Cruces wanted to slow things down, so they dropped back into that zone. At first, the Eagles had a little bit of trouble with it. Finally started getting some movement. The whole second half is going to come down to whether we can keep that pace and just wear out these Cruces Bulldogs.
Big difference in free throws, though. Right now, Las Cruces 8 of 11 for 72%. Hobbs just 1 of 2, and those are both coming from Mora at 50%.
And, you know, we know this from experience. When referees go in at halftime and they have a big foul discrepancy, they talk about it. And when they come out, for some reason, it seems to fix itself in the second half. So I fully expect us to get more free throws in the second half.
What's my experience with that, Coach? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you've ever refereed before, but you got to admit that that's true words. When there's an imbalance in it and you're seeing a lot of contact from both teams, you got to wonder why we're seeing one instead of the other.
Are you ever worried about the sixth man in the crowd here at Tasker Arena, too?
I tell you, the sixth man has been just absolutely crazy this game. I love the hard hats. They came to work as well, and you know, seeing about 100 kids over there with hard hats and work crew stuff on, it's got to be somewhat in the back of the minds of some of those Cruces Bulldogs.
Well, let's take a look at the first half scoring. Already 4 players in the books for Las Cruces. Deuce Benjamin leading the team with 14 points. He has the only 2 trays in the game for Las Cruces. And, Coach, he's 6 for 6 in the line. How do we keep him off the free throw stripe?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the backside help. What's happening here with him, the reason he's getting angles on us, is the backside help isn't dropping down quick enough to help. The man that's guarding him steps up to prevent the penetration when Benjamin's coming to the basket, and that secondary help has to leave at that moment. The moment the one leaves, the second one has to be coming, and we're not getting there in time, so we end up fouling.
Deuce Benjamin also with 3 rebounds in the first half. Caden Self, second leading scorer. He's got 10, and he's had 6 in the first quarter, 4 rebounds for him. He's got a big size, too, at 6'6". After that, it's Isaiah Carr, the 6'11" post, 6 points, 2 for 3 on the line, and 6 rebounds. He's a leader on the board so far for Las Cruces. Caleb Carr, the 6'8" player, he's got a bucket for 2 points. We mentioned their free throws, 8 of 11, 2 3-pointers in the first half, and 6 turnovers. In fact, rebounds, they are leading, they're trailing Hobbs by 3, 16-19. Carr was 6, 4 for Self, and 3 for Benjamin. On the Hobbs Eagles side of the coin, only 1 in double digits, that's Aaron Mora. Now he has 15, 11 of those coming in the second quarter, where he went 1 for 2 from the charity stripe and 5 rebounds. And good thing I like about him, Coach, he continues to attack that right side of the glass and cleaning up some boards for the Eagles.
Yeah, and I think Mora's been set up very well by the guards. They've given him a lot of passes underneath. He really started finishing well, especially in that second quarter, and he's making a big difference in the game right now.
So 15 points, 5 rebounds for Mora, definitely working on a double-double in this game. But he's not getting a lot of help in terms of scoring in this one. Jesus Ramos coming off the bench for 4. He's got 2 rebounds. A tray for Katre Morgan. He's really battling hard on the boards. He's got 5 rebounds already. That's the type of guy he is. He puts his points aside and gets those other stats going. Jalen Gore's only hit 1 shot. That was a tray. He's got 3, 2 rebounds for him. After that, a bunch of other guys with just a bucket apiece. Michael Mackey, 2 points, 2 rebounds. And Ethan Van Landingham, who's been really putting his body in the line as usual. He's got a bucket for 2 and 3 rebounds. So still, there's 6 scorers, but they got to get some guys in some bigger, higher single-digit numbers there and getting into double digits in the second half.
And I think a big key is Jalen Gore's been pretty quiet in this first half. We've seen this before from Gore. We've seen him have a quiet half, and the next thing you know, he has 25 points because he gets hot from the outside. I think Gore's going to have a better second half.
Hobbs are just 2 3-pointers, 1 for Gore, 1 for Morgan. Again, we mentioned that Eagles are out rebounding Las Cruces 19-16, thanks to those 5 rebounds apiece for Morgan and Mora. Hobbs, again, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe, 50%. They've had 8 turnovers compared to 6 for Las Cruces, and that's one final thing, Coach, on the transition game. Sometimes we're getting a little bit too eager. We get a steal, and then we throw the ball away at the other end of the baseline. Sometimes it doesn't always work the way you want it to.
And those turnovers have hurt us a little bit, but we still have to push them. It's part of Hobbs basketball. You need to get up and down the court, and you can tell the fans got restless when we weren't. You can see, but they want us to shoot. They want us to keep us running, and I think that's going to be a key to the second half.
A 3-point ball game here at the half. Las Cruces, number 1 in the state, 32. Your Hobbs Eagles at number 5. We'll take a 90-second. YouTube.
Thirty. 15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. 32-29 your score as we begin the third quarter. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Of course, the Eagles are going to be on a 6-game homestand by the time this is all said and done. We got a game coming up Friday night, Los Lunas, and then on Saturday against Cleveland, the team the Eagles beat for the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship just a few weeks ago. Again, both of these teams on the court tonight, both have played Cleveland, winning by 20+, and also both beat Los Lunas in the 20 range too. So a lot of good connections with these two squads tonight. Into the front court with the ball, Las Cruces to start the third. Deuce Benjamin throws it down low, left block, leaning and shooting, semi-hook for Isaiah Carr. Effortless that time, he has 8. 34-29. At the other end, Mackey, left corner. Over to Jalen Gore on the left wing. He'll back it out to the timeline. Uses up his dribble. Coming back to get it is Mackey left side in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. Crossover move to the timeline. Underhands it to Gore at the time stripe. Top of the arc. Back to Mackey left wing. He uses up his dribble, returns to Gore, comes back behind him left side. Hippity hop, shot from the left block, double clutch off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound at the free throw line by Cruz. That's his second for the Dogs. Outlet to the near sideline. Benjamin now in the front court. Crossover move. Little head fake. He'll back it out of the pressure by Gore to the top of the circle. Bounce pass on the left wing to Carr. To the left elbow to Self. He'll pivot looking for help. Underhands it to Baez, left wing. Down to the left corner to Carr. To the left side again to Cruz. Up top. Returns to Self. Dumps it in the middle of the paint to Carr. Carr goes back door, and there's a layup on the scoop shot coming off the pass to Self. He lays it in. He's got 12 on the left side. 36-29, a 7-point lead for Las Cruces. Mackey in the front court. Over to Trey Morgan at the pivot on the left elbow. Gets the ball stripped, able to recover. Over to Gore, right wing. Fadeaway 3 out the right side, no good. And pulled down on the right block. Eagles not getting a chance to get some rebounds now. Self will pull it down for his 5th. Up ahead to Benjamin on the left elbow. Fires up a J. In and out, no good. Van Landingham throws it off the leg of the Cruces kid trying to come forward. Caden Self on the baseline. It goes off his leg. So get the rebound to Van Landingham, and that will be his 4th of the ball game.
Yeah, Van Landingham, good hustle there. Only target was thrown it off of him. Ended up in the lap of Coach Benjamin over there, and, big man. He played for state. Remember him with big battles against Hardaway.
Pass to Gore in the front court, right wing. He's going to slow it down. Cross court left to Van Landingham, right to the Hobbs Eagles student section. A little bit of an ill-advised pass that time over pressure, and that gets about 3 coaches on the baseline for the Eagles at this point. 9 Hobbs turnovers. You were predicting a timeout, and that's exactly what happened, Coach.
Yeah, we get ahead by 7 right here, playing kind of sloppy basketball. We need to go ahead and redirect ourselves.
We'll take a quick 30-second break. Las Cruces 36, Hobbs 29. A 6-0 run for the Dogs. We'll be back in half a minute.
Clear. Ten. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. 36-29 your score. Cruces leads. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Coach, this team 14-1, lost Cruces high, number 1 in the state. Last year with the shortened season, that was their record for the whole season, 14-1. They lost to Cleveland in the championship game, 55-49. A lot of people thought they would just kind of breeze through with that undefeated record, but that tells you when it comes to tournament time, things can change.
Absolutely, and at this point, the Eagles want to change the outcome of this game. They're trailing by 7, and they need something to happen here. They've gone back to pressing a little bit stronger.
Yeah, Coach Reeves had a chance to talk to him during that timeout. Cruces ball. David Cruz guarded hard by Van Lanningham to the timeline, able to hand it off to Benjamin. Throws it up to the high post left to Carr. Isaiah Carr pivoting, looking towards the hoop. Wants to throw a back door, but overthrows his teammate. Cade himself cutting down the right lane and then coming across the middle and over the top of his head. He's already 6'6". That was a high ball for turnover number 7.
Coach Benjamin pleading his case over there. He's not getting much of an answer.
He wants a hold call on that one. Into the front court to Moore on the left elbow. Over to Mackey, right corner. Drives baseline. Double clutch. Gets double teamed and shoved in the back. Looks like they're going to call that a shooting foul. I thought he looked like he was going to try to pass back to maybe Jalen Gore at the top of the circle, but he gets the ref to bite on that one.
Yeah, a lot of contact there, too. I mean, it was a good call. He got belted pretty hard on the hand. You might have enough fingerprints to go down to PD and make a report.
Cade himself gets his second. That's the first team foul. That'll put Mackey on the line. He's shooting 67% this season. First opportunity from the line tonight and misses off the back of the rim, but it goes straight up in the air and then goes through the hole.
And I was wondering if they were going to call a lane violation. Just as he started to shoot, Benjamin throws his hand out there and started shaking it in front of him.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Mackey 1 for 1. The Eagles now 2 of 3 from the line, 66%. Second shot is good as well for Mackey. He's got 4 points. And now Tyler Box returns for Michael Mackey. Eagles still 15 for Moore to lead the squad and 14 for Benjamin for Las Cruces. The inbound to Benjamin. Mackey just going to backpedal to the half-court defense now with 5:40 remaining in the third. Hobbs down by 5, 36-31. They post up to the right elbow to Benjamin. Or correction, that's Carr. He looks back towards the back door. Gives it to Benjamin at the free throw line. Fadeaway jumper with 1 foot kicked up. It's no good. Chased down at the free throw line by Mora. His 6th rebound. Up ahead to Box, right side lane. Gives it off to Ramos, right corner. Fadeaway 3, no good. Underneath the hoop on the left block is Carr. That's Isaiah's 7th rebound for Las Cruces. To Benjamin in the front court. Shake and bake. Shot from the right elbow. Bouncing off the rim, no good. Rebound on the free throw stripe for Self, and it returns back deep to Benjamin at the timeline. Just going to hold it at the stripe for a second or two. Gives it off to the high post right to Self. Pivots against Mora. Waiting his time there. Finds Benjamin top of the circle. Drives the rack. Gets blocked as he goes up with a lefty layup. And the ball kind of rolled around for a second. They called the foul. The original block looked pretty clean, but I think they might have come down on the hand just a bit. And the foul called against the... As you mentioned at halftime, Coach, get some backside help.
Yeah, and Morgan got there on the initial defense. He got up there, got his hand on the ball, but they're saying they got something else too.
First foul on the Eagles here in the second half as Benjamin will step up. Perfect on the stripe tonight. 6 of 6 from the line and 14 points. Misses his first one off the front of the rim.
Yeah, and you can see the frustration on his face. I don't think he's used to missing as much.
Cruces now 8 of 12 from the charity stripe.
So he was averaging 26 before this game. What has he got so far?
He's got 14, now 15 after the second free throw. 37-31. Cruces by 6. 4:50 left, third quarter. Gore in the front court. Over to Ramos right wing. No look past to Mora. Had to come back for it. Up top to Gore. Gore's going to back it out to the timeline. Guarded closely by Baez. Unloads to Box on the near side. Stop and go. Stripped and taken away by David Cruz. Turnover number 10 for the Eagles. To the free throw line on the pass to Self. Kicks it right wing to Valles. Cross court left corner to Cruz for 3. Wide open. Off the side of the rim. Mora battling for it. He gets pushed in the back. And that's going to be the big kid shoving him. That's Carr on his 3rd, Isaiah Carr.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to come off the floor right here. Coach might risk it and leave him on there, but I'm pretty sure he's going to go grab somebody and put him over at the scorer's table.
So Carr gets his 3rd, second team foul on Las Cruces, and that's the 7th rebound for Aaron Mora on 15 points. Eagles still down by 6, though, 37-31, 4:27 left, third quarter. Here comes Mackey now, coming across the timeline, unloads to Ramos. Fakes a 3, backs out of it, drives to the left corner, hippity-hop down the lane. Tries to throw a pass, it gets rejected, and Benjamin will take it away on the turnover, number 11. Spots up a 3, the top of the circle, no good. Pulled down by Catré Morgan on the left block. That's his 6th rebound. Dribbles into the front court and gets shoved from behind. Las Cruces getting beat on the transition D that time as Sujay Baez ripping him from behind.
And that's his 3rd personal foul. Now they're playing with fire here, leaving 2 guys with 3 fouls on the floor.
And 3 team fouls as well for Las Cruces. They'll get a sub in One of their big kids will return. And that is Caleb Carr at 6'8". He comes in for the other big kid, Isaiah Carr, the other relative, at 6'11". Inbound to Mackey at the timeline, gives it right back to Jalen Gore. Again to Mackey, top of the circle. To Gore on the right wing, down to Morgan in the right corner. Again to Gore, and he wants to clear out. He'll come back to the timeline against the 2-3 zone. Bounce pass left side to Mackey to Morgan in the left corner. Returns to Mackey, swinging up top to Gore. Over to right side to Ramos, spots up a three off the back of the rim. Rebound top of the circle by Baez. Brings it to the front court, no look pass left corner. Driving is Mitchell down the lane, reverse slap. He gets tied up going in the air, and then Ramos kind of shoves at his arm that time and gets the foul as Mitchell crashes to the floor. Ball not even close to the rim, but they call the foul on Ramos.
Yeah, and Ramos basically had his hand on about halfway up his forearm right there and just kind of kept him from going up. A lot of power on Ramos's part, but unfortunately that is a foul.
Second on Ramos, and that's the second team foul on the Eagles. Mitchell 0 for 2 on the line. That's his first point, though, as he makes the first free throw here.
And, you know, we haven't shown that we really want to press them hard because we're kind of afraid of Benjamin getting loose. I think at some point we're going to have to switch our gears and go to it.
And getting ready to match the biggest lead, and does so. Mitchell makes both free throws, plus 8 now for Las Cruces, 39-31. Here come the Eagles, 3:35 left third quarter. In the front court, Gore, shake and bake. One hand bounce pass to Ramos left corner, to Morgan left block. He goes up strong with it with two hands. It gets bited into as a hip thrown at him by Caden Self. Self was ready to take off for a dribble up court, and the whistle coming a little late that time, and he's an unhappy camper.
And it looks like they got the big man his third, too.
Yeah, 3 players with 3 now. Baez, Self, and Carr. That's also the 14th foul. And Morgan on the line now. He's yet to shoot a free throw in this ball game. Catre, 56% on the season. Eagles are 3 of 4 for 75%.
And we got to make these free throws. Unfortunately, we're in a situation where we can't miss down this stretch trailing by 8.
Misses the first one off the rim there, and he gets one more opportunity to try to get it down to 7. 39-31 the score. Second shot is higher. This one rolls out as well. No good underneath. Just waiting for it is Self, his 7th rebound. Hands it off to Benjamin. He'll bring it across against Mackey now, front court, top of the circle. Crossover move to the right wing. A little handoff to Baez to the free throw on off the dribble. Gives it up top to Self. To the right elbow, waiting with it is Carr. Kicks it right to Baez. Thought about driving it, decides against it. Returns instead of the top of the circle to Self. Benjamin comes back for it. Drives the right side of the lane with the cradle. Goes up strong in the reverse right. They're going to call Mackey ripping his elbow. He kind of threw the elbows washing machine style as he went up with it. They called on Mackey, though.
And you know, these referees are making me liars. They went in and talked about it, and, you know, it's not much different here in the second half. It seems to be 4-3 right now, but we kind of expect them to make up for a little bit for the first half.
I called that on Morgan instead. That's his third team foul. And here's Benjamin once again. He is 7 of 8 from the line and makes his next one. 16 points now for Deuce Benjamin. His real name is just like his dad, William Benjamin. You mentioned him being a...
Yeah, he played for the Mexico Aggies, and I can remember, you know, when I was early in college, late in high school, watching them big battles between UTEP and New Mexico State, him and Tim Hardaway going head-to-head. Those are some fun times.
One more free throw for his son, and it's good for Benjamin. He's got 17 to lead the Dogs. They have their biggest lead to a 10 now. Eagles in the front court, down 41-31. Box, cross-court left. That's to Gore. He's going to dribble and shoot from the left elbow. Zings around the rim and good. Jalen Gore now with 5 points. Second bucket of the game for him. 41-33. Hobbs down by 8. 2:45 remaining. Spinning in the front court. Benjamin goes to the rack with a scoop and scores off the left side. Got away with the double dribble on that one. He's got 19.
Yeah, I don't see why they didn't call that there.
43-33. Pass into Ramos, right baseline, front court. Double team against him. Turns, fires up a J over the side of the rim, but they're going to call the foul. Got bodied up. Ball didn't hit the iron, but he tried the best he could to lunge it at the hoop to get the foul call there. And that is going to get him a chance for free throws. They get the foul call against Caleb Carr, his first 15 foul.
One thing that I like what I've seen the last 2 times up the court, though, we're pushing the ball with a little bit more I want to say abandon. We're trying to play more Hobbs-style basketball, and we pressed with a lot more attention, too. I think that's what we're going to have to do to get back in this game. It's a risk, but it's a risk we have to take.
Ramos keeps the ball inside the cylinder on the first free throw. Count it. He's 76% on the season heading into this game. 43-34. One more for Ramos. He's got 5 points. Second shot, a high one. In and out, no good. Crash on the boards and pulled down by Benjamin on the right block. That's his 4th rebound. He'll take it himself on the dribble against Mackey with 2:24 left, third quarter. 43-34, Las Cruces. To the left wing goes Benjamin. Handoff to Mitchell, drives to the left elbow. He moved that pivot foot. The official from the near sideline catches it after the Hobbs Eagles 6-man fans step up and say, call that travel.
And every time that they call something against Cruces, the Cruces players throw their hands up like they didn't do it. So I don't know. Maybe they're not used to having people call things on them.
8 turnover. Box will get the pass in the front court. Wide open on the left wing and fires up a 3. Nothing but net. Box's first bucket coming off the bench. Eagles now with 3 3-pointers in the game, down by 6. 2 minutes left in the third.
Here comes Hobbs cranking up the press a little bit.
Benjamin now going hard against Mackey. 150, and his shot from the top of the arc is nothing but net as well. Mackey even had a hand in the face, and boy, Coach Benjamin calls timeout.
Yeah, I want everybody to think about that whenever he drains that long 3.
That was the 3rd tray for Benjamin. The only trays converted is him on this Cruces squad. And now with 22 points to lead both teams. We'll take a quick 30-second break. Hobbs down by 9 to Las Cruces, 46-37.
You're clear. You needed 30, right?
Yes, ma'am.
15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. It's a 9-point Cruces lead. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
1:51 left, third quarter, as it's Hobbs Eagle basketball. Mackey will bring it across, finds Jalen Gore on the right wing. 46-37, he'll spot up a 3, fadeaway right corner off the back of the iron, no good. Another rebound for Benjamin, deep right corner, that's his 5th. Takes the dribble against Mackey, seems to be doing all the rebounding for Las Cruces the last couple trips down the court on the defensive glass. Up top, gives it off to Hicks, swing it to the left wing to Self, to the right elbow to Carr. Facing the hoop, Moore gets a hand in his face, unloads to the right corner to Hicks. Back to Benjamin on the right side of the free throw line, goes to the rack with it, throws it over the rim, no good, yells at the ref, doesn't get the foul call. Moore with the rebound, throws it ahead to a breaking Box, lays it in for 2 on the right glass. 5 for Boxo in the third quarter and 8 rebounds for Mora. 46-39, Eagles down by 7.
If they want to throw their hands and complain, sure, we'll go get a layup while you do it.
Here come the Dogs, high pass to the left wing, brought down by Self, goes back door, the ball's rejected by Mora, picked off by Jalen Gore. They're going to say he shuffled his feet. Looked like he was in the dribbling motion there, but they're going to say shuffled first. So that will be a turnover for the Eagles. They're 12.
This game is starting to really heat up. A lot of emotions right now.
It's going to be Las Cruces ball underneath their hoop on the left baseline, leading by 7. Got Coach Reeves out on the court on that last travel. Benjamin inbounds to the right corner to Cruz. He'll dribble up the near sideline against Box. Now to the top of the circle. 50 seconds left in the third. 46-39 Las Cruces. Kicks it to the left side. To Self on the perimeter. To the right elbow. Pivoting towards the hoop is Carr. Down to the right corner to Cruz. Swing it to Benjamin. Spot from the right side 3. Bounces in front of the rim, back of the rim. And there comes Gore with the rebound. His 3rd in the paint. Up ahead to Mora. Mora with the tomahawk jam. A tomahawk jam on the right side of the rim. And we got a foul on top of that, Coach.
And 1 right there. Mora with the big jam. And there is Benjamin walking off going, I thought I had that.
17 points for Aaron Mora. Eagles were not going to waste any time getting up the court. They called the foul on Benjamin, his first 16th foul.
And Benjamin went over there and congratulated Mora for that one. Benjamin's like, yeah, you got me. You got me.
Hobbs, though, have had 8 free throw opportunities. They're 4 of 8 for 50%. Mora is 1 of 2, trying to get 18 points with this free throw. Shot is up and swish. He's got 18.
And the crowd's back in it. It's only a 4-point game.
28 seconds left, third quarter. 46-42 Las Cruces. David Cruz now gives it off to Benjamin in the backcourt. Mackey O'Garden with the slide to cross the timeline. Benjamin down the lane, beats Mackey. Runs over the top of Ramos in the charge. Knocks Ramos right flat to the floor, and he's up, punching his fist up. He's excited.
And that's what Ramos does best. He plays defense and gets in there. He's willing to sacrifice his body and does so well.
And Coach, you're starting to get in the head of Benjamin. That's 2nd in a row foul on him. Down to 15 seconds. Also a turnover for Las Cruces there at 9. At the other end, Box for 3 on the left wing off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Caleb Carr for Las Cruces. Outlet to Benjamin, near side, stop and go. Front court to the free throw line, backs it out with 1. He'll shoot a 3 at the buzzer, top of the arc, hits the front of the rim, and luckily doesn't fall through. At the end of 3 quarters of play, Coach Reeves excited, clapping his hands down to the music. Eagles only down by 4 to number 1 Las Cruces, 46-42. We'll be back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $30. $10. Three, two, one, go.
Welcome back. The fourth quarter getting ready to start. The Eagles have made a run. They're back within 4. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Hobbs with 13 points in that third quarter and 14 for Las Cruces. A shot from 3 for Gore on the left wing off the back of the rim. We got a whistle underneath. And they're going to call a push foul on Mackey for the rebound on the near sideline. Crowd's not liking that one here at Tasker. Third on Mackey, 14th foul against the Eagles.
And Mackey had the ball in his hands when they called the foul on him, but I wasn't sure if they're calling him for push-off or what. I didn't see it.
Look at the scoring, 22 for Deuce Benjamin for Las Cruces. Caden Self with 12. For your Eagles, Aaron Moore with 18. And a total of 5 for Gore and Box, as well as Ramos. 46-42. Las Cruces by 4 in the front court. Now is Valles. Gets a strip by Jalen Gore. Loose on the far side. Mackey comes up with it. He gets bodied into in front of the scores table on that far right sideline. That'll be turnover number 10 for Las Cruces and the foul on the Dogs.
And that'll put Mackey on the line shooting 1-1. That's the 8th team foul here in the second half. Cruces needs to be careful. They got a lot of people in foul trouble.
Checking to see who they called that one against that time. It might have been a third.
They called it against I think Valles, that's his 4th.
Valles, no, he's still on the court. They don't have his number up there. That should be his 4th. Forgot to put his number on the scoreboard. That will put Mackey on the line. He's perfect, 2 for 2. Eagles are just 5 of 9 so far tonight. Not a lot of opportunities. 17 free throw shots for Las Cruces. Mackey's free throw is good. Mackey now with 5 points. So he's joining the 5-point club. Mackey, Ramos, Gore, Box. So a lot of guys with those 5s.
There you
very,
go.
very far behind Mora, though, with 18.
They're trying to go for a Yahtzee.
So we got one more for Mackey to try to pull this down to a 2-point ball game. Here we go, another nail biter from Tasker. Second shot rolls out the back of the rim, pulled down underneath the hoop by Self. That's his 8th rebound. Outlet to the timeline. Slowing it down is Benjamin. Brings it across against Mackey. These two have been going against each other the whole game. Top of the circle. Dumps it to the left elbow to Self. Pivots to the hoop, looking around. Trying to thread the needle, nobody open. Then goes back door underneath to a steal, though, underneath, and it's a steal by Box. He'll throw it ahead. Bad pass to the other end. It goes out of bounds. So both teams exchanging turnovers. Both teams are trying to take control of this game and trying to do it a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, and, I think it was a great idea, but threw it a little bit too far. But if you'd thrown it right on target, it may have been stolen.
46-43, Las Cruces by 3 with 7:10 left in the game, at least regulation. Benjamin will take on Morgan this time. They switch up. Mackey left the ball game for a breather. High post with a pass to Self, left elbow. He'll pivot. Fakes, and actually that was Isaiah Carr. Returns up top to Benjamin. Stop and go, tries the left lane, backdoor. Bobbled by Self, rejected by Mora. And they called a foul late on the swat of the basketball. All 4 of the Hobbs Eagle coaches off the bench on that one.
Oh, man. I saw a little bit of daylight underneath the ball when he swatted that, so not sure about that one.
They're going to get Mora on that one. Yes, that's his 2nd personal, 15th foul, and that will put on the line Self. Self has not shot a free throw in this ball game, and in terms of the season, up to this point is 71% from the charity stripe. They're 13 of 17 as a team. Self with 12 points, and he bricks it off the front of the rim, and he thought it was a 1-on-1. He started charging the basket. Ramos kind of flipped his hand out there, at least got it away from him, but he was ready to dunk it.
Yeah, that was kind of funny, actually. You got to get his head in the game. If I was the coach, I'd be telling him you need to pay attention.
He'll get one more, and he makes it. 13 points for Self. 47-43, a 4-point lead for Las Cruces. Here comes Jalen Gore, front court. Stop and go, crossover. Shot from the right elbow. Jay is out the front of the rim. Loose at the free throw line, and Benjamin comes down with another one. Nobody rebounding that time for Hobbs. Benjamin comes down the lane, runs over his defender, and wait for the foul call. Is it a block or a charge?
They call the charge. Ramos takes another one. Coach Benjamin off the bench and in the referee's face. I think they're going to tell him to sit down, Coach.
Hey, that's Dad talking about his son there. He's getting a little bit feisty, the father figure. Benjamin now has a total of 3 fouls, and that'll be 9, one away from the double bonus for the Eagles. They need that here in the fourth quarter.
That was a big play, Ty.
Gore will bring it across, pass to the left wing. Also the 12th turnover for Las Cruces. Again to Gore, top of the circle. Zings it down the lane, backdoor to Morgan. Leans and shoots, misses. Tip back up by Moore on the right side. Can't get it to drop. 9 rebounds for him. Chased down off the rim by Benjamin. His 7th board. Up ahead to a breaking guard who lays it on the left side. Actually, that was Isaiah Carr. He's got 10 now. 49-43. 6-point Las Cruces lead. 6 minutes left, fourth quarter.
Need somebody to hit a shot other than Gore here. Somebody's going to be open. Maybe it's Mora.
Pass into Moore at the free throw line. Turning shot, no good. Morgan tries to tip it in on the right glass. He can't get it to drop. And pulled down by Mitchell for Las Cruces. That's the 3rd rebound for Mitchell, and is also 7 for Morgan off the glass. Pass up ahead to Cruz, left corner for 3, off the rim, no good. Rebound for Ramos underneath the hoop. He's got 3 boards. He'll bring the dribble across the timeline. Sails it over to Gore in the right wing. He gets a double team. Back to box, top of the circle. His pass deflected. Ramos gets it stripped. A takeaway for Las Cruces. Turn number 14. Up ahead to Benjamin. Tries to dunk. And Tyler Box fouls him hard in the air to stop the easy shot.
Yeah, I don't think Benjamin expected Tyler Box to be waiting on him at the rim. Benjamin's trying to do one of them Dominique Wilkins dunks there, swinging that arm all the way around. Tyler Box was up there waiting for him.
Only the first foul on Box, saving probably a dunk that would have got the crowd not too happy. 6 fouls on the Eagles, 9 for Las Cruces right now. And here again on the line, Benjamin starting to make a living on the charity stripe. He's been on there 10 times and made 9 for 90%.
And Mackey's getting ready to check back in. I think they need his leadership on the floor, find ways to get that ball to move around. We need some way to score here coming up soon.
Benjamin came into the game shooting 88% from the line. I said 90 right now. 23 points after that first made free throw. He's also connected on 3 trays. He'll get one more opportunity, averaging 26 a ball game, and he makes a free throw to make it 24 for him. Get close to his average. 51-43, an 8-point lead. In the front court, Mackey over to Ramos, right wing. To Mora, right elbow. Over to left side. To Jalen Gore, drives left baseline. Leans, shoots, gets a foul, throws at the ball, and barely rolls out the front of the rim. Great job of using his body to make sure that defender wasn't set, and kind of leaned into him just a bit to get the coach or the referee to watch it closer.
I think that's a very smart basketball player there by Gore. Gore's trying to find some way to contribute. They're taking away his 3-point game all the way out to half court even, so he's going to have to find some way to drive and get a shot in the mid-range there, and that's what he's trying to do.
Gore shooting 76% this season, but misses his first free throw off the rim. He'll get one more. He knew that was off the minute he let loose of it. That was his first attempt of the ball game. Gore with 5 points. We should mention that was the 10th team foul, so Hobbs in the double bonus the rest of this fourth quarter. Second shot a swish for Ramo, or make that Gore. He's got 6 points. Timing on the court. We'll take a breather. 5:18 left, fourth quarter. Las Cruces 51, your Hobbs Eagles 44. 60 seconds, and we're back with you.
You're clear. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
51-44, Cruces up on the Eagles. 5:18 left here in the fourth. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Fred.
7-point lead for the Dogs, number 1 in the state. The Eagles at number 5 in the Max Preps poll. Hobbs shooting 53% from free throws, 7 of 13, and the Cruces Dogs at 16 of 21 for 76%. Benjamin finally gets the ball inbounded from the baseline on the 4-second. Throws it ahead to Cruz, comes down the lane, little push shot over the front of the rim and scores. Nobody picking him up in the paint, the little guard with his first bucket. 53-44, a 9-point lead. Down the lane, hip-hop step, pushing a shot up his back, or make it Morgan, high in the air, no good. Rebound, pulled down by Benjamin. His 8, throws it ahead, and there's another layup put across the right rim for Self. Eagles not get back on D. 15 for Self. Almost a steal on the half-court inbound as Benjamin got a piece of it momentarily, but it hits out for the Taskovich band. Eagles are starting to unravel, now down by 11, their biggest deficit.
Yeah, and they're doing it on the defensive end.
Pass down lane to Mora. He fumbles it away. Las Cruces picks it up, sails it down court. Uncontested layup for 2 for Suje Valles. His first bucket, that's the 15th Eagle turnover. They're down by 13. Jalen Gore slows it up as he brings it across the timeline. Screen on the right side by Morgan. And the Eagles call the timeout. Boy, Las Cruces bench is up in the air, pretty excited about their lead now.
Yeah, you go into a timeout. Everybody knew the Eagles were going to bring more pressure. But unfortunately, after that first layup where nobody contested the guy, they had 2 people in the area, and I think each of them thought the other one was going to go up and challenge. All of a sudden, you give them a freebie.
Coach, in terms of what Coach Reeves is talking to his squad of the Eagles right now, I mean, we got some 3-point shooters that can drill it. Jalen Gore's got one this game. Tyler Box has got one, and so does Katre Morgan. But it's a 3-point game where it's at, down by 13.
It's not a 3-point game. It's going to be the hustle game, and that's the key. If we're denying and we're getting turnovers and we're getting easy baskets, that's how we go on a run. We're not going to go on a run because we sit outside slowly trying to find a three-pointer. They've taken that away from us. We've got to go to something else, and it's going to have to be the fast break.
Aaron Morrow, 18 points, still leading the Eagles, is yet to score in this fourth quarter. 24 for Deuce Benjamin so far. He's not the only double-digit for Las Cruces. 15 for Self and 10 for Isaiah Carr. Coach, they got to get some bench help in terms of point production.
Yeah, I mean, somebody else has to be the three-point shooter out there. There are open shots to be had. We're just not making them. They're taking Gore out of the three-point range. They've taken Mackey out. Somebody else has to hit one and make them honest.
Inbound to Mackey in the front court to Gore on the right wing against a 2-3 zone. Screen for Morgan. Goes up top. One hands to Mackey left wing. Back deep to Gore. Takes a few dribbles around the circle. Turns and fires a 10-footer and smashes it through the hole from the right. So there's the man to shoot for you. He's got 8, does Jalen Gore. 57-46, 11-point game in favor of Las Cruces. Inbound to Benjamin near side. He'll slow it up to run clock. 4:10 remaining. Of course, the clock is not an ally for the Eagles. Bounce pass to the left elbow, the free throw line to Self. Jab step against Ramos, dumps it in the paint, turnaround jumper for Carr, swishes it right through the net. Carr now with 12. 59-46. Dogs by 13. Here comes Jalen Gore in the front court, guarded by Cruz. Gets a screen from Moore on the near side. Lost the basketball, picks it back up. Sends it over to Ramos on the right wing. Fakes a 3. Drives the lane, hippity hop. Scoop shot from the right side. Misses off the back of the rim. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Carr. That's his 8th of the game. Sends it ahead to Self with it looked like a stutter step. Thought he got to travel on that one. Instead goes back door, and leading in is David Cruz. He's got 4. 61-46, biggest lead now, 15 for Las Cruces. Who would have thought that? Coming down the lane is Ramos. Reverse layup, scoop shot, and scores off the right glass. Ramos with 7. 13-point lead again, 61-48. 3:10 left in the ball game. Benjamin going one-on-one against Morgan out through the timeline. Slows it up in the front court to set up the offense. Trying to get a high post to come. His pass is deflected. Morgan gets a rip on it. Turnover number 13. Ahead to Mackey. Lost the ball coming down the lane. Picked up by Gore. Shot from the free throw line's no good. And a rebound on the near sideline by Cruz. That's his 3rd. Into the front court.
I think we're in our own heads here. Plays that we'd normally make, we're not making tonight.
Flicks it to the timeline to Valles. Dribbles to the right elbow. Pivot. Bounce pass back deep to run clock to Deuce Benjamin. He'll slide from right to left off the dribble. Clock to 2:35. Morgan will slide with him. Handoff on the left wing to Cruz. Dribbles to the free throw line. Backs it out. Fakes a 3 with the jab step. Coming to get the ball at the free throw line is Self. One hands it over to the left elbow to Carr against Mora. Cross court right to the corner to Self. Returns on the right wing to Benjamin. He'll hold it against Jalen Gore. Dribbles through his legs and backs it out with 2:15. Pass to the right corner, to Self, back to Benjamin, give and go. Leans and shoots, throws it over the rim and scores. And that's going to be a foul on Jalen Gore. And that's when Benjamin flexes his muscle after the score.
Yeah, Benjamin's really taken over this game in the second half, showing what he's made of. This is a young man that's surely getting a lot of D1 looks. I saw that he hadn't committed as of yet, according to a couple of the recruiting sites that I looked at. But he is getting the D1 offers.
Got his average right now at 26 of the season. Now make it 27, so beating his average. Boy, he's made his last 6 free throws in the second half. We got a timeout on the court. I think this is going to be a sub-timeout for Las Cruces.
And I see a technical foul on the floor.
Oh, yeah, they did. They have a referee making signals here at the scores table. Morgan is talking to the official. I wonder if he's the one that they're going to get it on.
Yeah, that's who they gave it to, and he's still talking to the official.
So that will be the 8th foul on the Eagles. And they will call that tech on Morgan. That's his 4th personal. So the timeout still was issued. We'll keep it right here. And, Coach, where did this game get away in the 4th?
Yeah, I think it got away when they got ahead by about 7. We decided we had to go to another gear. And when we tried to, once they scored the first time off of us, we kind of got a little bit rattled that they went up by 2 more. And we just didn't seem to respond. So I had 3 or 4 turnovers in a row there. And things just kind of came off the wagon at that point.
And boy, Deuce Benjamin for Las Cruces has 12 free throws in this game and 27 points. So getting close to half of his scoring on the line. That's because he likes to go to the rack and collect some high shots.
I think he's got more free throws than the entire Eagle squad.
Yeah, he's definitely lighting them up down the lane. Aaron Moore hasn't had a chance to score in the 4th quarter, Coach. Nobody even close to double digits except him. He's got 18.
Yeah, and they've tried to get him the ball, but every time it's been resulting in a turnover because we're not delivering it to him in stride. Got a score coming in from the Lovington-Carlsbad game. Carlsbad's doubled up Lovington. This is a final. It's 66-33.
Boy, big win there for the K-Men. By the way, Las Cruces played Carlsbad earlier this season, beat them 74-48. Isaiah Carr had 27 in that one, and Wes Benjamin with 22. David Cruz with 12. They only had 8 turnovers in that game and went 17 of 18 from the free throw line. So they're a pretty decent free throw shooting team.
They are. But they get to the free throws because they box people out well and they seal people off.
Boy, Benjamin 12 of 13 from the line, and Coach Benjamin, his dad, is going to continue to let him shoot the 2 techs here. First one is up and swish. 28 points for Deuce Benjamin. 3 double-digit scores for Las Cruces in this ballgame. Again, just 1 for the Eagles. One more shot for Benjamin. Made his last 7 free throws. Missed the first one in the 3rd quarter. And he makes another one there.
And, the score on that scoreboard isn't really indicative of how close this game was for most of the game.
Yeah, it's been a real close one. Single digits. Of course, halftime was 32-29 Las Cruces, 46-42 at the end of the 3rd. And then 4th quarter, the wheels came off. Benjamin has the ball now in the front court after the tech throws to the left wing off the dribble. 2 minutes left in the game. He'll spot up an NBA 3. That was an air ball, and the crowd's going to respond to that one. Trying to save it on the left baseline was Valles, and he throws it out the back.
No, he didn't. He missed him completely. The ref missed the call. The other one's coming over to make the correction.
Yeah, there's going to be a little conversation here. They're going to go ahead and give it to Las Cruces. Still, Coach, they decide to keep it with them. The whole bench is standing up for Las Cruces behind their basket. But the ball was saved right on the back of the Eagles. Benjamin will inbound for the left baseline, leading by 18. Gets it into the right block, pivoting himself. Dumps it in the paint, and a hook shot for Carr. He gets bodied into as Ramos and Mora try to converge on it.
Yeah, and Mora got into him, had his elbow extended. You're going to get called every time for that.
That's a 3rd on Mora, the 19th foul on the Eagles, and that will send to the line the big man, Isaiah Carr. He is 2 for 3 from the stripe, has 12 points. Now make it 13 with the free throw.
Yeah. And this is the loaded Las Cruces squad. They're number 1 in the state for a reason. They got height, they got speed, and they got that all-world Deuce Benjamin.
Coach, 21-6 the scoring in this 4th quarter.
Wow. Yeah, they ran away here.
Second shot is up and good. Another free throw. 14 for Carr. 68-48. Down the lane or baseline, the right side is Jalen Gore. Tries a wraparound pass to the left block, and they try to get it to Morgan that time, but I think they called the foul on the pass. That will be a bonus, double bonus for Jalen Gore. They charge the foul to Isaiah Carr. That's his 4th, 11th team foul.
Of course, he picks up his 4th of the game. Really, at this point, is pretty much decided. I mean, Hobbs Eagles with this press, they could make a 20-point run in 2 minutes. They've done it before.
Gore, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe, has 8 points. A quiet game for him, makes the free throw. And you mentioned already that they just took away his 3-point game tonight, Coach.
Yep, they have. I mean, he made that one early in the first quarter and hadn't hit one since.
One more for Jalen. Shots up and in and out, no good. Pulled down underneath myself. That's his 9th rebound. He's working on a double-double. Outlet to the near side to Benjamin. Benjamin in the front court goes down the lane, trying to go up with it hard and get knocked to the floor. Cade himself, I don't know if I'm going to say he's in shooting motion or not, kind of leaning towards the basket, left side of the paint on the block that time with the dribble.
Yeah, it's a 10th foul. It's not going to matter. You're still shooting 2.
That's also going to be the 5th foul on Morgan. He fouls out with 3 points tonight and 7 rebounds. And that kid has been really consistent on the boards. He's been getting about 6 or 7 game in and game out.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's the type of kid that just wants to do something to help a team, and he does it with the rebound. And, of course, something we haven't talked about tonight, we've been playing with a short bench because we had players out, and we've had players that we've only had 9 players that suited out. We normally have 12 to 14 in the book. So we are a depleted team, and we have players that play significant amount of time not here tonight.
Yeah, both games back-to-back with 9 players. Missing 2 free throws himself, and Ramos gets the rebound, sends it ahead. And there's Gore. He barely steps on the line on the right side, but then nails the 2-pointer on that one. So Gore gets the bucket after that rebound from Ramos, which was his 4th, by the way. Gore now with 11 points, 68-51, a 17-point game. Pressure coming in the front court now as Benjamin has it with 1:15. Drives the lane, 68-51. He comes down with a finger roll, but they're going to say he shuffled his feet. Has some words for the official on the baseline, and he's going to get close to a tee. Keep doing that.
And Dad tell him, go, go, go. Told him to be quiet and go. Dad knew it was a walk, too.
Yeah, turnover number 14. And, of course, Coach Benjamin is his dad, as Brian is talking about there. They get the ball down low and trying to lean towards the hoop as Ramos on the right block. He gets pushed into. Ball comes over the rim, but the 5th foul going to be called there on Isaiah Carr. But he has a good game, 14 points for Carr and just shy of a double-double. He had 8 rebounds. So he'll exit with that 5th foul. And that'll put Ramos on the line, who is 1 of 2 from the charity stripe with 7 points. First shot for Ramos is up, and it is in and out, no good. He'll get 1 more.
How many missed free throws is that tonight?
Too many, way too many. 6 misses at this point. Second shot, he'll rim it out again. Ramos can't get it to drop. Van Landingham saves it, though, to Jalen Gore, and he puts in the toilet bowl as it rolls around the rim. Barely pushing it over the right side that time as Gore picks up another bucket. He's got 13. Van Landingham gets the rebound. That was his 5th. 68-53, coming down the lane at the other end is Benjamin with the cradle. Gets ripped from behind, knocked the ball out is Van Landingham. There he goes again. Benjamin yelling at the official. Where's the foul? Putting his hands in the air right in the face of the official, and Dad right behind him.
So why is that not a technical, but Morgan gets 1?
Benjamin will inbound from the left baseline. Sends it back deep. Mackey gets a hand on it, but pulled down by Baez in the left wing. 45 seconds left. Slings it back to the timeline to Cruz, and Benjamin comes back to get it right in the middle of the Hobbs Eagle wing.
And I don't know if that's a
the
cramp
logo
or not, but Mackey's hurting over there.
Benjamin comes down the lane. A tomahawk jam. He came down the lane hard off the dribble, slams over the front of the rim. And what is Las Cruces calling a timeout for? Is that a tee, maybe?
I know. It was a timeout, but all Las Cruces players were getting in the face of Hobbs players and flexing muscles. Not very classy, Cruces.
Oh, boy. Las Cruces is now getting their hands up in the air and taunting the Hobbs Eagle fans on the bottom row, putting their hands up in the air and pointing at the Hobbs fans. Coach Rees is on the other baseline, came onto the court with his hands up in the air, wanted to know what the delay was. He didn't see the timeout call, but the whole team came to the sideline and started pointing at the Hobbs fans.
Yeah, you know, and that, you got to have control of that as a coach, you know. I tell you this, I would have been in my players' faces immediately, pulling them back to the bench and telling them to sit down and shut up, because all they're going to do is make people remember that, and they're going to come back and be twice as loud next time.
Yeah, definitely don't. You don't want to end a game on any cheap stuff going on here. Last year, the two teams, or the year before last, 2019, Las Cruces won 70-57 over these Eagles. Jalen Gore had 14 points. He was a top scorer just as a sophomore in that game. Katrey Morgan had 9 points and 8 rebounds, and Aaron Moore with 9 points and 5 boards. So those guys really stepped up as young kids 2 years ago. They didn't play last year, but definitely Something to build on as they had this game pretty close, single digits most of the way until the fourth quarter. We
Reeves
got a
is
lot of talking going on
yeah,
the court.
Reeves is getting in the referee's face because Benjamin's over there telling Moore, where were you out on that dunk? They're talking a lot of trash out there.
Jalen Gord comes down the lane, throws up a high shot at the front of the rim, pulled down for the Eagles underneath. Ramos double clutch on the left glass and puts it through for 2. Ramos with his bucket, he's got 9 and 5 rebounds, 70-55, clock to 18. Inbound to the near side to Cruz. He's going to dribble, weaving through traffic in the backcourt. Going one-on-one to get score with 12 seconds. Into the front side. He'll slow it down in front of the scores table on that far left wing. Dribbles behind his back, backs it out again to the timeline with 3 seconds. That'll be the ball game. Las Cruces improves to 15-0 as they win 70-55 over the Hobbs Eagles, who dropped to 14-2. The number 1 team with the win over number 5. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear.
3, please.
Two minutes. One minute.
Please add a 30.
Okay. $30. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Tasker Arena. The Eagles have fallen to the number 1 team in the state, the Las Cruces Bulldawgs. You know, Ty, it was a game we were in it, but just couldn't quite get over the hump, and then all of a sudden they went on a run.
Yeah, 4-point game at the end of the first quarter. Las Cruces was up 17-13. 3-point game at the half. Las Cruces up by 32-29. that's when things started to shift a lot. They scored 14 in the third quarter. Hobbs getting 13, so still a 4-point ball game a little bit, 46-42. But that last quarter, the fourth, 24-13, 11-point extra for Las Cruces to finish it up.
And it happened all in bunches. I mean, it was one of those things they climbed up about 6 or 7, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. They hit on about 3 or 4 turnovers that turned into layups. Next thing you know, it was runaway.
Kind of surprised, though, pretty even on turnovers, even with what you just said there. Hobbs had 15 in this game and 14 for Las Cruces. We saw a lot of spurts where you get a steal and then a long pass to the other end trying to get a quick dunk or something, and it goes out of bounds the other end. So we saw a bunch of back and forth on that.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that our turnovers, were just normal stuff out of the game. Their turnovers, we didn't really pressure them like we normally do. I think we abandoned the press quite a bit. I think we're afraid of pressing them because they're a very good basketball team. When we finally decided to really come out and really pressure them, at that point, we weren't in rhythm. We weren't in sync, and boy, they took advantage of it.
70-55 the score in the final here. Hobbs dropping to 14-2. Cruces now 15-0. Actually, I think there's one other undefeated team. Was that Trisco, I believe, is right behind them in the Max Preps poll. A lot fewer games that they played, though, versus what Las Cruces
in the coaches poll, we were number 2.
Yeah. Again, which one you have put more credence in, big question mark. A lot. Max Preps more based on just the scores and strength of schedule versus anybody really making decisions.
I've noticed Max Preps, as you go further in the season, becomes really accurate.
Right.
And they had us 5th, and maybe we can prove them wrong and climb up in their standings.
Well, let's get you the point production in this game. 3 double-digit scores for Las Cruces, 31 for Deuce Benjamin. 14 of 15 from the charity stripe. He only missed 1 free throw in the third quarter, had 3 trays, and almost getting a double-double. Might have had that with assists or something, but he had 8 rebounds. So a guy that was slicing the lane so many times, getting so many opportunities, and getting a chance to shoot a lot of free throws.
That's a very athletic kid. Kind of reminded me of an Allen Iverson type, had the ability to get up and finish. Very quick first step, could shoot from the outside. Well-rounded guard there. Probably play point guard at Division I level.
And he had double the amount of his second leading scorer on the team. Caden Sell finished with 15 points. He had 9 rebounds, so he was close to a double-double in this game as well. And had some free throw opportunities as well, too. He went 1 for 4, though, so wasn't doing too hot on the line, but still 15 points. Right behind him, Isaiah Carr, the 6'11" post player. Before he fouled out, he had 14 in the game. He had 4 for 5 free throw shooting for 80%, and he had 8 rebounds. So lots of guys getting close to double-doubles in this game. Those were the 3 double-digit scores. Dropping way off after that, not a lot of bench support in terms of scoring. David Cruz, a couple of buckets for 4. Suge Baez with 2, and Caleb Carr with 2. Abraham Mitchell was 2 for 4 for 2 points as well. So they finished up with 7 scores in the game. 33 rebounds, just 1 more than the Eagles. That was a very close battle, too. 33-32 in the boards. Leader 9 for Self, 8 for Carr, and 8 for Deuce Benjamin. 14 turnovers that we mentioned before. That was 1 less than the Eagles. And they only had 3 3-pointers in this game, the same for Hobbs. So it really was not a big outside shooting game for either team.
No, it really wasn't. And I think both teams did a good job of defending the 3. Really got out there and got aggressive. Of course, that means people drive to the basket. That was something that Cruces did well.
And, boy, what about the free throws? 21 of 28 for 75%. A lot of opportunities, and that's a lot of putbacks and taking it to the hole on the penetration drive.
And, you shoot that many, it's a bonus to begin with. You make that many, it's truly a boon to your game.
Coach, I know one of the stats coming into this contest that Hobbs had scored 72 points or more in every game except for 3 up to this one. And tonight, they don't get there. 55, their final there. 2 in double digits. Aaron Mora, close to a double-double. 18 points, 9 rebounds. He was 2 of 3 from the line and doing a great job of cleaning up the boards, going backdoor on that right side of the glass quite a bit of the time in this game. And I know he had a dry spell in the fourth quarter, didn't score a point, but they didn't get much opportunity to do that either.
No, they didn't get the ball in their hands. The difference was a passer there early on. Mackey was doing a great job of finding him in the run. Mora would seal off, get position, the ball would be delivered. Didn't happen in the fourth quarter.
So he finishes up again 18. Jalen Gore, 13 points and 4 rebounds, and quite a bit of his points coming in the second half. He only had 5 at halftime and finished up with 8 in the second half. Did get 1 tray, as you mentioned, and had 4 rebounds. So Jalen, a little bit of a cold night in terms of the outside shot, but didn't give a lot of opportunities to shoot it from the outside in the second half. Getting close to double digits tonight. Jesus Ramos, 9 points, had 5 rebounds, went 1 for 4 from the charity stripe. He was scrapping underneath against the big kids, trying to get his head down and kind of frog his way up into the basket underneath the hoop, but those trees are above him.
Yeah, and that's the thing is sometimes you get down there, you get your position, all of a sudden you're facing somebody 6'9", 6'11", it changes your shot just a bit.
Michael Mackey with 5 points, 3 for 4 from the line, had 2 rebounds. Tyler Box hit a tray. He had 5 in the game as well. Trey Morgan hit a tray for 3 points before fouling out. Did have 7 rebounds. He's been very consistent on the boards the last couple of ball games. Ethan Van Landingham started in this one, got a bucket for 2 points and 5 rebounds. So Hobbs, that's their scoring in this game. They had 7 scores as well in the contest. Out-rebounded by just one, 33-32. 9 for Aaron Mora, 7 for Morgan, and 5 apiece for Ramos and Van Landingham. And Gore also getting 4. So a lot of guys crashing the boards in this. We got to give them some credit there. Hobbs with 15 turnovers in the game. The big discrepancy was the amount of free throw opportunities. 8 of 17 for 47% compared to 21 of 28 for 75%.
Yep, and I think that was half of your point total in the finish. But, yeah, free throws were big.
Coach, coming up on Friday night, the Eagles will be back home. They'll play Los Lunas, a team they've already beat by 27 back at the Artesia tournament, 58-31. That was a semifinal game. They outscored Los Lunas 15-5 in the fourth quarter to kind of put that game away. Out-rebounded them 48-34 and had 14 assists, only 2 for Los Lunas in terms of dishing the ball for scoring. So definitely a big win for Hobbs in that one before. Aaron Mora had 18 points, 20 rebounds, double-double for him. Michael Mackey was 16, and Jalen Gore with 8, 3 assists, and 3 steals. The problem was Eagles are not shooting well from three-point range. 1 of 15 in that ball game. That was a neutral, or yeah, it was kind of a neutral site being the Artesia tournament. So that was kind of the question mark of the game. But 9 steals in that contest for the Eagles.
Yep.
That was a team too that Las Cruces beat 75-44. They beat them by 29.
And we're gonna go back to the drawing board. We're gonna go work on those things that we need to work on, and it's not the end of your season by any means. We have a good chance to see this team again, and I'm looking forward to that one.
Got to mention, too, that last time they played Los Lunas, held them to 23% from the field. So Hobbs' defense was all cranked up, and that's been their bread and butter this year.
Yeah.
This trap pressure we've seen in the backcourt, they come sometimes switch to man-to-man, but they've been doing a great job of putting pressure on. And this one got away from them, mostly because of Benjamin tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's putting him on the foul line, he's not missing. It's pretty hard to find a way to stop a kid with that much athleticism.
70-55, the final tonight. Las Cruces going to 15-0 on the season, still undefeated. Hobbs dropping to 14-2. Friday night, back here at Tasker. We'll have Los Lunas in the house. 7 o'clock tip-off, about 6:50 or so p.m. in terms of the pregame show. And don't forget, Saturday, too, Cleveland comes back to town as well. They were in the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship. Eagles beating them by double digits. So kind of waiting to see how they're going to rematch on that one. So lots of big games, and Hobbs not playing anybody a week out of this pre-district schedule.
No, and that's a good thing for them. They're getting themselves tooled up for when it really counts, and you're going to have to play the big teams again. Hey, you might as well go ahead and play them and get used to it.
Got some sweet words for your daughter helping us out tonight,
Yeah,
Coach?
absolutely. Thank Kara for helping us out with the scoreboard. She does a great job with that. Thanking Evie back at the station. Hey, you do a great job, Evie. We appreciate everything you do.
So we'll 70-55, the final here at Tasker. We'll see you back Friday night live, 6:50 p.m. for the pregame. Hobbs versus Los Lunas. Have a great rest of a Tuesday night out there.
You're clear.
All right. Good night.
Thanks, Evie.
Good night.